It's a newsy one this week on the GoGCast. Grand Theft Auto 6 is delayed, Xbox consoles are now more expensive, and EB Games is coming back to Canada. Plus, Joelle tests our mini-game knowledge with a round of Game Within a Game. There's a lot to cover, so let's get into it.
Get ready for the Girls on Games podcast, your weekly dose of news, reviews, and everything video games. Always served with a good helping of hype and just a pinch of salt. And now, your host, Leah.
Hello and welcome to another Girls on Games podcast. My name is Leah. I'm the host of this show. This is episode number 493, and joining me around this digital table includes Catherine. Hello.
Hello.
Joelle, what's up?
Hello, hello. I have my air conditioning on now. It is weird.
It's May.
It's weird. It's May.
It's May. It's gonna be May. It already is. And guess what? It's May 5th when we're recording this. I know you're hearing it later. But it's officially a month before Switch.
Woohoo!
2. Yeah, time flies. Felt like we never get here. Actually, for the longest time, we didn't know because they kept not saying anything.
Just don't know. Don't know anything.
Oh my God.
Day by day.
Day by day, indeed. All right, let's get through some housekeeping before we get into the crew check-in. If you enjoy this show, remind you that if you'd like to subscribe, that would be awesome. You can get it on Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Podbean. If you'd like to get some GOG merch, you can do that by going to designbyhumans.com/shop/girlsongames. You need that shop in there. Or, if you'd like to give us a tip, maybe buy us a coffee, you can do that by going to our Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/girlsongames. Reminder, this is episode number 493. Episode 500 is fast approaching. And remember, we want to celebrate that episode with you. So, let's play a game within a game. We're going to call it Game On 500, not 5,000. Join us for a special community event episode recording and become a game master for a round of Game On live on the show. Anyone who'd like to take part must plan a podcast game to challenge the GOG crew. Each game can last 5 rounds. It can be a new game of your creation or pick one of the many games we have played in the past, such as Walk Down Memory Card Lane, Two Lies and a Truth, Quotable and Notable, many more. Submissions can be taken right on the GOG Discord channel. We have a specific channel just for that. It also has a listing of a whole bunch of ideas around games. If you want to contribute, but you don't want to be live on the show, no stress. We can organize a podcast friend or a previous guest to come and run the game for you. Scheduling-wise, episode 500 is really not that far away, but we're going to have a little bit of a break in the podcast due to some vacations. So once we're back, we'll organize the recording time. Right now, it's looking like early July. Any questions, comments, and ideas are totally welcome. We look forward to playing, laughing, and celebrating with you. Ladies, what have you been at this week? Catherine?
Good question. I feel like the week has been super busy, but then I accomplished nothing.
Those happen. You know.
Yeah. No, I think kept it pretty quiet. Played games. Continued our campaign of Elden Ring.
Oh, yes.
The board game, because it's a long-winded thing. And if any of the tabletop nerds out there listening to this, we're really struggling with the action economy, and I don't know if it's because of our builds or the character we took, but we tried to do one of the bosses, which is the Mad Pumpkinhead. Which, if you know Elden Ring, you know which dude it is. I'm playing a prophet, which is essentially the healer. The Healy faith caster, and he's playing the samurai, which is basically the fast guy that does a lot of damage. We find ourselves not able to do any damage to this fucking dude because we have to defend ourselves so much. And because of the action economy, every turn you can only do 3 things, and one of those things is drawing cards. And to defend yourself, you can either use defend ability or you can discard your cards. So this boss has 3 attacks per turn, and then we each have 1. And then if he's when he's early in the round, he has like 3 armor, and then he passes again, then he goes down to 2, and then he goes down to 1. So if we try to like front load like into the initiative, like hope we're first, he blocks most of our damage because he has 3 armor. If we try to go after, then we have to somehow eat 3 rounds of this guy doing like 4 to 5 damage, and I can't survive that.
Okay, like, question.
Yeah.
Just because there is kind of a similar mechanic in Clair-Obscur that playing right now. When you say he has armor, does that mean if you throw an attack at him, does it break the armor so then it's free the next time round?
No, it's just a damage reduction that you can't bypass or counter. So if he has 3 armor and I make an attack that does 3 damage, I do no damage.
Okay.
So and he was costed at 60 runes, and we're well past that. So now we're just like, we tried a few things. I even redid my build, and we were just sitting there. Like Pascal was like, I have no fucking idea how we're supposed to pass this. So I don't know if other people out there are playing the Elden Ring board game. Maybe you rolled like you chose the warrior, and you're like, this. When you talk about this thing is fucking easy skill issue.
Yeah.
Or it's meant to be this infuriating and hard because it's fucking
Elden Ring.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, you kind of walked into that one.
Yeah, because it's like I didn't play the game. I don't know the games all that much, so I'm just like in for the ride. But like last night, like at one point, like Pascal was just like, I don't know, like this sucks, and I was like, this is your favorite game in board game form. And he was just like, I don't understand how we can fucking beat this. We even tried. We had summons.
Yeah.
We can summon some wolves, some demi-humans, shit like that. Cannon fodder, they're gone in like not even a turn because this guy hits.
Damn.
So I was like, I'm thinking maybe it's our build or something, or maybe it's because it's just the 2 of us, and I don't know if these are calibrated for more like 3 or 4 players. So anyway, he asked. They have a little Discord of like Elden Ring nerds that pre-ordered the game and kickstarted the thing, so maybe somebody will answer. But it was just, that was our little frustration for the week of, we don't know how to do this. So I think we're going to move on for now. And I think I'm going to also review a lot of like my build and stuff and see if I can optimize stuff. But essentially is I don't have a lot of HP. I love Pascal. And also, depending on what you play, you have a set size of your hand. So I only have 4 cards. Some characters have 6. So maybe we have to wait until we can afford to upgrade. Like you have upgrades to have extra cards in your hands. You know how you can upgrade to have more HP, more focus.
Can you go grind so that you can upgrade?
Yeah, we can do other scenarios, explorations and dungeons and other bosses. But I guess this was a boss from the extra shit, the new box that came with like an extra character. It came with an extra class, which is a fighter dude with 2 weapons, and then it came with the wretch, which is a naked guy. You know how you can do Elden Ring with no equipment?
Oh yeah.
They did that.
They made that build. I mean,
in the
you
expansion.
had to. They had to.
Yes. I think this was like we'll do it if we reach a certain amount in the Kickstarter, so he came out as an expansion instead. But yeah. So that was our little frustration. But other than that, just doing my thing. And also adulting really hard because I've officially taken an appointment with a notary. And that shit's expensive. Holy
yeah. Yeah, we're talking about it in the Discord channel.
Yes.
It's not cheap.
It is not cheap, but if I can't just download a PDF from the government website and then trust myself to actually do this.
No. There's certain things that you need a professional. Like, just don't F around. Because if you F around, you will find out.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to find out in.
I don't want to find out that all my money went to the government instead of the people that need it.
No. It's worth doing, and you don't have to do it. Like, you do it once. Like, do it once now, and then you kind of do it again towards, twilight years, and then,
or when you have significant life changes, right?
Yeah. It sounds like something you have to do all the time. But yeah, I would definitely do it with a professional.
Well, see, that's the thing, is like I adulted too close to the sun, and now I have like this long-term relationship, and I own property and have this thriving career.
RSPs and shit.
Assets.
Assets. Damn it. Assets.
So now I gotta like
fly too close to the sun.
It's just called living.
It's called real life.
Adulting.
I know, but
we're
like
getting too old.
We're in this situation where I have to think about these things, even though I have much less than the people before me, because the world is on fire. But
still want to hold on to the hard work and stuff that you got.
Oh yeah, I could have a week in Mexico, or I can have paperwork. That's basically what I
mean,
understand.
look, do the paperwork. Mexico's a reward for getting it done.
Exactly.
Okay? Girl math. It's already paid for.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, it's all things I budgeted. Like, it's not like I'm going out there like, oh no, I loaded my credit card with Mexico, and now I have this appointment that I don't know how to pay for.
No,
like,
you're good.
I budgeted the trip for Mexico, and I gave a ballpark budget for the notary. I was a bit under budget, though, for my ballpark, but we're good. We're just not going to go eat out for a bit.
It's okay, you're a good cook.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like the little treats. Maybe we have less of them. It also highly depends on the amount of work. Not for long.
Yeah.
But also, Pascal's a freelancer, right? So it highly depends on his cash flow and things like that.
That's true. That's true.
Just a little surprise there. I was like, okay, I knew it was a couple of $1,000s, but it still hurts.
Yeah. Joelle, what have you been up to this week?
This week was really busy. I need like a rot day. I need like a day to just not do much, but I won't be getting one of those in a little while. But this weekend was busy. Helping a friend reorganize her house. So kind of like helped her out doing that. Like did some decorating and like went shopping for like new kitchen stuff, new plates, bowls, glasses, silverware, like a big refresh kind of. So that was fun. And then on Sunday night, oh my gosh, I had an 1.5-hour massage.
Oh boy.
I was like, maybe that's probably why I'm like massage.
You lethargic from it, yeah.
Yeah, massage.
Since it was last night.
It was last night, and then I fell asleep because I was so tired.
Nice.
And I told the lady, I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. And then, I got home, and like, I don't know what it is about me, like if my body just isn't relaxed enough, but usually after a massage, I'm like really worthless. Like I can barely do much. Like I just need to I
feel drunk after a really good one. I feel drunk after it.
Yeah. Like I am not doing nothing. So like maybe that's why today too I was like I just want to like not do anything. So so that was so good, and that was so nice. So I was so happy. And this weekend, just getting ready, going up north this weekend, so to a friend's cabin and doing some canoeing and stuff. So there's some stuff I have to get done for that, and then celebrating a friend's birthday. But I don't know, like I don't know, a part of me, it's not good. Like I have my tendency, I slightly love to like hermit and not
like, but Joelle, you're so active. You are like more active than Kat and I are, going out and doing things and trying things. Do not feel bad about having a weekend where you just stay in, even if the accomplishment is getting your laundry done.
I know.
Yeah.
Then you're like, I won because I did my laundry, I fed myself, and I slept and rested. That's important.
I know.
We take that for granted. It's very important.
Well, I think because so a part of me, I understand that like the pandemic was terrible on so many levels.
Yeah.
But I was a little concerned because I wouldn't leave where I was at for like 4 days. And I'm like, I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, I was like that too until I started going crazy, and my husband's like, "You need to get out of the house."
Yeah. See, I didn't have anyone to like do a litmus test against. I was just by myself, so I was like, I'm just gonna be down here like with my blankie and like a little like hermit. And so I think there's some days where I'm like, I don't know, I just want to not do anything. So yeah, I think I'm just a little tuckered out.
Yeah,
so,
do it. Have an accomplishment, like easy stuff, like a quick tidy, laundry, getting a game done, like it's productive for what we do here. So yeah, don't feel bad about that.
I know. I'm going to have to do that, like maybe next weekend, where I'm just like...
Most of my weekends look like that, honestly. Unless I'm like meeting friends or whatever, or going to my mom's, I usually try to like do all the activities during the week. And then I just rot for 2 days. Where it's basically, we get up Saturday, I have breakfast, I do a little laundry, we go do the groceries, and then the afternoon is like nothing.
Yeah.
Once a month, I do a big cleanup because the robot can't do everything, but like once every 2 to 3 weeks, a good clean of some sort. And then Sunday is like gym in the morning and rotting in the afternoon. Maybe some meal prepping. It's like if I don't do that, honestly, then Monday rolls around and people have to talk to me and I have to talk to them and be pleasant. And I'm like, because my livelihood depends on it. And I'm like,
I can't tell you how many Saturdays, because Mike works Saturdays. So Saturdays is all me until about 6:30, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So even like he leaves and like I sleep for an extra hour because he leaves, in normal hours for work, right? I can't tell you how many Saturdays, like early in the week, I'm like, I'm going to go doing this and I'm going to go out and do that errand and that errand. Nothing happens because I just end up, I'll get a workout in the house, I'll do laundry, clean up, and then I'll play games, and that's all I want to do because I'm just like, I don't want to go out. I don't want, like, I'm perfectly fine right here. But don't feel bad about it.
I did try a Pilates class at the gym, and I really did like that. So I might incorporate that. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Pilates is so good for you. And I'm just like, well, should I do that? And it's just like another thing. And I'm like, ugh.
Just do whatever you feel like.
I know.
You don't have to commit to nothing.
Ugh, that's true.
But I'm going to feel like you after this week because I woke up really early because we had a bunch of stations that we sold today. So I had to do a bunch of stuff at 6 a.m., which is fun. And now we only got one batch left. Thank goodness. But it is... So... Previous years, this was called Canadian Music Week. And then within it, there was a conference called Radio Days, specifically for Canadian North American radio, conference, whatever. That Canadian Music Week was sold to another group. It's now called Departure. It has music and other things, comedy, entertainment, travel, food, other stuff involved in it too. But we still have the Radio Days conference. So... It starts tomorrow evening, but there's stuff I gotta go during the day because we've created a Bryan Adams radio show on iHeart that is broadcasted over the air. A bunch of other radio stations have it, things like that, and also a digital radio station called Bryan Adams Radio. And part of it and the stuff that he's doing, he's in town as well, doing a keynote speaker panel sort of thing at Departure or Radio Days, but it's like early because technically it doesn't start until in the evening is the opening reception. So I'm gonna go see that because 2 of my colleagues are hosting the panel, and so I'm gonna go check that out. That's at like lunchtime. Then I have to go back to the office, and then I've got colleagues in town because they're in for the conference, and then we go back to the event space, do the conference opening reception, and then after that my boss won a really big award. It's called Trailblazers. It honors women in the media industry. It used to be just radio, but now it's like broader, and she won it this year, so going to the celebration of that. And then we've got conferences Wednesday and Thursday, and of course that means events Wednesday and Thursday nights, which means Friday I'm going to die. I'm going to crash hard.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to be running on fumes, and Saturday I will be a potato.
Rotting.
Rotting
yes,
in the best way possible, but also prepping because vacation's coming up, and I have 1 week then, and then we go away. So yeah, Joelle, we can touch base on Saturday, and I'll be like, how's your rotting going?
I know. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, but the next weekend I might just block it off for like full rot.
Okay.
Like full rot. Don't want to
rot.
do nothing. Full rot.
All the potatoes.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, ladies, let's get into the Fantasy Critic, which is going to be really fast. Why, you ask? Points this week in the podcast league. Nada. Bids, though. Some people went a little bananas. Okay?
Who dat?
The Outer Worlds, 2. This was 2 people bidding on it, both Joelle and Kat. But Kat won it with a bid of $6. Joelle, you lost by $1, Bob.
Damn it.
$1. But it's okay. You got a gazillion other games, including Date Everything for $6, Lies of P Overture for $6,
Woohoo.
Donkey Kong Bonanza for $6, and Sea of Stars Throws. God, that's hard. Of the Watchmaker.
Yeah.
$5.
Woohoo.
I'm surprised Donkey Kong was not already picked.
Me too.
That's why I grabbed it.
Good on you.
Yeah, good on you, because I just because I thought we had like a lot of the unannounced Nintendo game already picked. So when I went to look at the podcast league to see if I could snag some, they were like most of them were taken. So I just kind of like didn't even look at Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I know.
That was on me.
I gotta see now. We're allowed to have one mulligan with the thing, aren't we? Because I wanna drop my counterpick of Mario Kart World. Just saying.
Well, there's definitely things I also want to drop.
Is it
right,
Grand
we'll look
Theft
into
Auto 6?
Maybe.
Maybe.
So yeah, no points. 0 is better than negative points, Joelle.
That's true.
Just putting it out there, okay?
That's true. Yes.
All right. So standings haven't changed. It's Kat, then me, then Joelle. Over on the Community League. Points. Nada. Nobody had picked anything that was coming out. There was also no bids and no drops. So the Community League standings remain Margot, Albang, Pat, Stainsby Kingsby, Ross, Kat, Snakes Fred, that's Fred, Jessica Starr, myself, NJK, Darth Stradius, Kyle, Simon, Phoenix, Joelle. And that's where we is. All right, ladies. I decided that I wanted to play Clair-Obscur Expedition 33. And now that there's like tutorial videos and everything out there, so on Friday night, actually, I take that back. Friday night, I learned that there was new content DLC coming to 2 Point Museum, but it's only on PC yet. So I logged in and realized it wasn't there, and I was pissed. So I was like, okay, time to try Clair-Obscur Expedition 33. So I did it and played. And I was going, and I got to like the second spot or whatever, and then I got to a boss that, similar to Kat in her board game, I dealt with this in video game form. Could not do it, didn't know where I was going, kept getting my ass smacked, like it just wasn't. And then realizing that in my folly on Friday night playing, like missed a whole bunch of stuff that would have helped me out. So today I said, fuck it, and just re-rolled the whole game.
Oh, wow.
And fast forward through all the cutscenes since I got to see it.
Yeah.
And kept going through that. Joelle, you're playing.
Yep.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I think I have... the game is broken up into chapters. I'm definitely closer to the end. I think I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 6 sections left. I'm really interested to see how they're going to end the game, because so far I feel like I have way more questions than answers. And I'm over halfway. And and something bad happened, and I'm like, what is all of this? Like, what is all of this? Like, what is happening? So I'm hopeful that kind of nearing the end, but it is such a unique experience. This game is so cool. It's so cool. So.
I understand why it's getting all the praise it's getting.
Yeah.
Like,
sure.
It's a turn-based RPG in the style like we haven't had in a very long time. But at the same time, it has spice because it has the whole parry dodge mechanic. And then, yes, you have a leveling system with picking, using your points to get different attacks and whatever else, be them offensive, defensive, healing, whatever. But then the whole thing with the pick costs and luminaries or whatever it is, that's like a whole other different spice on life that I'm like, but I'm only getting it now that I'm replaying it and paying way more attention after watching and understanding, because I feel like, yes, they explained it, but it did not click with me Friday night.
Well, I don't think they explain it. They kind of explain it. And then,
yeah, I had to watch videos to understand.
Yeah, I didn't go as far as you did. I just was like, I don't understand, but I'm doing okay. So I also have it in story mode because I'm just not gonna sit there and try to perfect. Because you really have to perfect the dodging and the parrying.
Oh yeah.
Because you can't just take hits, like you're gonna die. And so I just thought to myself, like, I don't need to get good at this game. So
well, you won't win also too, because you get, like, you earn the points in order to do the better moves by doing the parrying and the dodging. So like, you're kind of walled into that. You don't have a choice.
Right.
So that's also why I re-rolled and went back and was like, okay, well, let me learn this properly and understand it. And it's not a type of thing that I'm usually into doing, is like learning every movement of an enemy and that kind of stuff. I'm much more of a math, statistics, that kind of stuff way of doing it, rather than me trying to read an animation.
Yeah, and that's really critical, and that seems to be more and more important as you go on into the game, because the enemies get harder, and then their hits are more... The timing is more different, and then I did read or like saw like a reel on it where there usually is a sound cue, or a visual cue, every time. So I think once I learned and I picked up on that, that's gotten much better. I'm just like, oh, they're gonna do something that's gonna tell me. But it's really neat. The story is really unusual, and that's just where I was hoping some things would get resolved by now, at least to kind of help me understand. So I'm a little worried that I'm gonna get to the end and I'm gonna sort of sit there and be like, well, I don't understand what just all happened.
Yeah.
So I really hope not. I've heard that doesn't happen, so I'm going to. I'm on the edge of my seat to kind of see how it all shakes out. But it's so pretty. Yeah, there's a lot of mechanics to like learn and to understand at this game, and I hope that the team does something else and like builds upon the good stuff that they're getting feedback from. There's some things I feel like are really not helpful or a little like I don't understand the purpose of them.
It needs a map. I get so turned around.
Yes,
because it all looks the same.
It all looks
and
the
they're
same.
like, I saw someone say, "Hey, no,
there's
when
no
you're
map.
in the little world realm spots, there's no map. There's like an overworld map, which is really interesting too, because it uses this like tilt shift look when you're in the main world. I was trying to remember what that style was called, but it's like tilt shift, and I'm like, this is crazy. And that kind of has a map, but like no, you're in there. And the thing is I've seen some people being like, oh well, follow the bright lights. I'm in the like water world right now, and I'm all turned around. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going left, right, up, down, whatever. I'm just going around this one loop over and over again, being like, is anything different? I don't know, because it's all moving and pretty and glowing.
That level in particular is, I think, the most tricky one to navigate around, because it's, I didn't find it as tough for some of the other. I think that one is by far the most tricky one to navigate in, and it's early on in the game, so I think once you get through that, you'll be okay. But you explore, and But once you know, then you can kind of move on, from it. But I think that it's a fascinating premise, and the character design is so good. The voice acting is phenomenal. The music is stunning. So I would be shocked if this isn't nominated at the end of the year. I know people are already saying it's like their favorite game they've played so far.
The music.
The music is fantastic.
It's so impressive for team's first outing.
Did you see, I think the president of France gave a nod to the team, too.
Oh, cool.
I think he said something around, like, thank you for making...
And it's very French. This game is very French.
Yeah.
Kat, you're going to really like this once you're done your Dragon Age adventure. You're going to really enjoy this. I think Pascal's going to like this, too.
He's playing it.
Oh, good.
I walked into his office.
Things to talk about in Mexico.
Yeah. I walked into his office, and he wasn't playing Oblivion. He was playing Clair-Obscur, and I'm just like, I logged you into Game Pass to play Oblivion. He's like, yep. And
found this.
And it's like, this is like people saying it's a fucking mess. This is like, this game is great. So, yeah. I'm probably going to plow through it when we come back from the vacation.
For sure.
It says
maybe one day you'll get to your PlayStation 5.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
It says it sold 1 million copies in 3 days.
Wow. I'm not surprised. Not surprised.
Topped Spotify viral charts with its soundtrack, and even won praise from the French president, Emmanuel Macron.
Nice. Kat, how goes your Dragon Age The Veilguard replay through?
Yeah, two things. I figured I was playing one difficulty level lower than what I was playing before for my mage run. So I went up in difficulty, and I was like, oh yeah, there's way more enemies with like armors and barriers and shit. Like, this is closer to the chaos that I remember. Still plowed through it. So
it's because you learned the mechanics.
But also, I was chatting with like people where we have a Hello We Love High Fantasy RPGs group chat where we talk about shit like Avowed and Dragon Age and the Oblivion remake and stuff like that. Someone theorized that in the recent years they had more solid examples of like games that did great with melee classes than spellcasting. You think about like God of War, some of the Yakuzas and Devil May Cry and Bayonetta, like especially God of War, like a lot of heft to like the axe throws and stuff like that. If you look at like the super nimble traversal of Spider-Man, stuff like that. So that's why we were like, oh, maybe that's why the spellcasting felt so meh.
Mediocre?
Yeah, compared to previous Dragon Ages, where all the combat in general was like, all right, because they were more like into turn-based.
Yeah.
It was definitely more CRPG based, so it was more about like, there was no heft to anything, so you played the class that was OP. In this one, like you can tell, they've played a lot of like stuff like God of War. So that was my little thing, because at one point I was level 29 and I beat a boss that was level 40, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't feel right. So I went up and...
The balance is off.
Completely off. So I went up a level in difficulty. Now I'm at like out of 5, I'm in the middle one. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's way... Like I have to worry more about my team composition and, the combos and stuff like that. But like I am still fucking forced to be reckoned with.
She's a tank, folks. She's a tank. Taking him out left, right, and center, just bowling through.
But also, I have a little Dragon Age tidbit story. My friend, this week, he's doing a Dungeons and Dragon one-shot. So I had to, and it's level 1. So I made the character during my lunch break today, like on a whim. He was like, hey, you said you wanted to come. By the way, we're doing it tomorrow. I'm like, cool. He's like, I made you a sheet and roll 20. You can make your character. I was like, yes. And I'm also making a dwarf. So today I launched Dragon Age and used the character creator to make a dwarf just so I could take a screenshot, just so I could have a portrait for my dragon.
Smart.
Nice,
Dragons
nice.
character.
Use the tools you got, yo.
And I was like, I don't have time to sketch when they're drawing like I usually do, so here we go. Yeah, so I use your currently installed high fantasy RPG that has a good character creator as a way to make your Dungeons and Dragons character instead of using AI. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, why not?
It's a bit more ethical. Use the tools you got.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right, folks. This is a video game podcast. So let's play a podcast game about video games. This week, Joelle's taking the reins as the game master. What do you got for us, Joelle?
Yes, so this week I was thinking of a concept and I thought, there are some days that, we are blessed by being able to play video games. And then some games we are double blessed by being able to play another game within the game.
Like mini games inside big games?
Mini
Like
games
Blitzball?
inside big games. So,
'Cause I don't know
we-
shit about football, but I'm a beast at blitzball.
okay, so actually that was one of the clues. So yes, it's just like Blitzball. Do you know what game that's from?
Final Fantasy X.
That is right. All right, so I'll mark that off. But yeah, so that's exactly
That
it.
was
So
a
we're
formative game in our gaming repertoire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Final Fantasy X.
Yes.
Yeah, you had
So
to play
we're
a
gonna
lot
play-
of blitzball to get that
Special ball for, what's his name?
Taka?
Yeah.
Waka.
Waka.
Okay.
What?
All right. All right. So we're gonna play. Let's play a game within a game.
Okay.
All right. So you seem to have gotten the concept, which is good because I confused the crap out of you last time. So unfortunately, we'll try to make up for that. Okay. So I'm gonna say the name of the mini game, and I would like for you to guess which parent game it's in.
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely.
All right. So we're going to start with Crash Bandicoot.
Uncharted 4.
That is correct.
Wow.
Uncharted 4.
Hey!
She did it, everyone. All right.
Better than last week.
That was
What?
fun.
No.
That was wonderful. Junimo Kart.
Stardew Valley.
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
Orlog.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
That is correct.
Wow.
You should buy a lotto ticket here, Leah. Okay. Cubed.
Cubed.
Yeah.
It's spelled a little funky, but you pronounce it cubed.
How is it spelled?
Let me get the, what's it? All right. So, I know, sorry. It's spelled so goofy, so I just said
Cubed.
cubed. But
Cat.
maybe
What
you
could-
don't. Oh,
What could that be?
it's spelled QUB 3D. Cubed.
Cube 3D.
Yeah, QUB 3D cubed.
Ah.
Well, good. I'm stumping you. I was a little worried for a second.
Well, if you didn't play the parent game.
Yeah, but
I know. I'd be shocked if Leah hasn't played this parent game.
Cube 3D.
No, it's just cubed, but it's
yeah, okay. I see what
QUB 3D.
3 is the E. It's leet
3 is
speak.
the E. Yeah.
Is it something from
Like-
I
Cyberpunk?
found some
Maybe?
live results. I can
Nope,
Okay.
but that's not
Okay, Siri,
bad.
stop. Siri, stop. We weren't asking you. Okay? Simmer down now.
She's cheating.
She's trying to participate.
I have, hey, for those who don't know, because I work in radio, I have an arsenal of voice speakers over here, so God
really
only
funny.
knows what you're going to get when they
That's
turn
right.
on. Cube 3D, it's something that I would have played. Kat, let's try and narrow it down. Let's say, is it currently on consoles now?
It
would have come out in this generation of consoles? The game?
No. It has not. No, it's an oldie and goodie.
Oldie and goodie.
Oldie and goodie.
It's not one of the Final Fantasies.
Nope, I don't. Nope.
The name is not Final Fantasy enough.
It's not like a Mist or something, is it?
Nope, it's not a Mist. Kat was kind of on the right track with Cyberpunk.
What did you... Cyberpunk? Watch Dogs?
Close. What other game is like open world?
Open world hackety hack?
Uh-huh. Maybe a little pew pew pew. Maybe a little like
a Star Wars game?
Yo.
A
GTA?
Drift Audio. Grand Theft Audio.
Grand Theft Audio.
Let's make that playlist. What? Grand Theft Auto 5? Is it 5?
Nope, it's not 5.
Is it Vice City?
Nope.
Is it 3?
3? 4?
3. GTA 3.
Oh, wow. Is it one of the video games?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Right, I remember they had a... Oh, my God. Oh, wow. That was archived.
Yeah. I think I watched people play Grand Theft Auto 3 more than I actually played myself. Because that was PS2, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay. All right. Well, all right. Got you one.
It's all good.
All right. We'll throw you a softball. Gwent.
Oh, Witcher.
The Witcher?
That is The Witcher. Yes, correct. Doom.
Oh, wow. Is it in... What's the name?
Who's
Hitman?
Doom made by? Catherine?
ID Software, and they make Hitman.
id Software?
id Software.
id Software. Hitman?
Is it in a... Did they make Hitman? I don't think they make Hitman. Isn't this Squeenix?
The original Hitman is by id Software. Squeenix did the mobile versions.
Oh, okay.
So it's not Hitman.
Is it in like a Halo or something to just fuck shit up?
No.
Is it in Borderlands?
No.
Borderlands has a playable game as well.
It's got to be something quirky, like really wacky, like.
Maybe a game that has an arcade?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
What are you thinking? You're going down like Yakuza or something?
Yeah, I didn't do like Fallout. They had arcades and other. I didn't go that route.
Okay.
So it's this one's a bit tricky. A little bit trick question.
I don't know.
Where can you... maybe I should be more specific. Where can you play the original Doom and Doom 2?
Where?
In Doom... The last Doom? Immortal?
In Doom Eternal.
What?
Yes. You can play Doom and Doom.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Doom Inception. It really is a game inside a game.
It's so true. It's a Doom and Doom 2 you can play with in Doom Eternal by unlocking them in the game's Fortress of Doom.
That's cool. That's a nice touch.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I have one more.
Okie dokie.
All right. Liar's Dice.
Liar's Dice.
Liar's Dice.
So this is would be set in a time where you'd play dice games.
We're out of Assassin's Creed games at this point,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
I did not
Not
double
repeat
up.
series?
No repeats on franchises.
In a time frame when you would have played dice, so
when we're kids?
Like in the game, like the game.
Yeah.
Like dice is
timeline.
like a gambling thing. Like I feel like, is it a Yakuza or something?
Nope, it's not a Yakuza. Leah, you love this franchise.
I do? Is it in a Batman or something?
It's not a Batman.
I love this franchise.
You like it.
I do?
You do.
Why didn't I play this game? Also, my family are being very loud right now.
You probably will remember that I'm sure you played this.
Kat, tell me games that I like.
Pokemon, Minecraft.
Yes, this is
We
good.
already did Stardew Valley.
Minecraft would have been fun if you could have rolled the cubes, and then it would have been a dice game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
Someone
go.
make that happen. That's some
Yeah.
physics.
I
There's a
know
game within
if
a
there's
game.
mini games in Minecraft, it's not because Minecraft put it there. It's because people put
No,
them in Minecraft.
people made them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Fantasy Life.
Nope.
Is there more than one games in this series?
Yes.
It's a game of dice. I don't remember playing dice in a video game.
Maybe you get off your horse and you roll
Oh,
into
Red Dead
town.
Redemption. That makes
Red
fucking
Dead-
sense.
Red Dead Redemption.
Like, that makes sense. You
That's
would
all
definitely go and play dice. That's a good game, Joelle. I like that one.
That was good.
I started hot and then failed miserably after.
I was like,
But
oh.
yeah,
I was completely
fire.
sidetracked because here's the thing: I rarely engage with mini games and video games. I'm like, I don't. They're like, you
Yeah.
want to play dice? I'm like, fuck no, I'm here to be a cat. Like, no,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
very few games. Like I've played a ton of Blitzball, and I played a lot of the mini game in oh god, words are hard. Not
it's only a talking podcast.
yes. Wait, I gotta.
Cannot do more words.
Sea
out
of
of
Stars. That,
Yes.
I forget
Oh, yeah,
the
Sea of
name of it,
Stars.
but that mini game in Sea of Star was actually
Yeah.
really good.
Yep.
I
Yep.
loved it.
I'm usually one that kind of avoids a lot of the mini games too, but the thing is that like there are some games that really wall off key things, like Blitzball and Waka's special weapon, ultimate weapon or whatever. Like seriously made you work for it and made you learn the game. Gwent conveniently is a good game.
Yeah.
And I remember playing the one in Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I don't know, I just something about it. I got it, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually I've like Jamino cart or whatever it's called from Stardew Valley. I'm freaking terrible at that.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
there was a card game in Final Fantasy 8 or 9.
Final Fantasy had so many, so I'm picking one.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I know every Final
I'm picking
Fantasy
one.
had like a mini game.
Yeah,
At least one.
yeah.
Triple Triad is from Final Fantasy 7, I want to say, which was a card game. Or is it some Final Fantasy 8? See, now I'm just Joelle's gonna have to
Yeah.
delete stuff from her next version.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I just again, like I thought, I'm trying to keep it kind of fresh. So I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
I like
what can I like a game within a game?
That's
fun.
yeah. Hold, put that one on the list if anybody wants to pick that up to do for episode 500. All right, ladies, we got a slew of news to talk about because this week there's a lot of moving and shaking. We're gonna do that right after this break. We made jokes about this when doing the drafting for the fantasy critics, both in the community and for the podcast, because we had high hopes. But unfortunately, it's come to pass that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed almost a year from this right now. Not even because it was supposed to come out in the fall, but a year from right now. May 26, 2026. Ladies, what do you think?
An entire year.
What does that mean, Kat? An entire year. What would you reckon, there, partner?
It's the end of the fiscal. No, it's the next fiscal.
No, it's the next fiscal.
Literally
fiscal,
next
next-
fiscal.
Yep.
Yeah. They want to make sure it's right. They know how important how big this video game is going to be, and they are not risking it. I mean, we didn't even have a date before. They just said, was it holiday 2025?
Yeah,
Now we
yeah.
got a legit date but it's next year.
If I like, I got no inside info. I have no friends at Rockstar, and even then, they were really well.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they're gonna break the Rockstar modus operandi of like, often what they do is they'll release on PC first. I think they're really going for a full multi-platform release.
Okay.
But when you say multi-platform release, you're essentially saying
All consoles,
PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Yeah, because I think
Do you think Switch too?
Probably.
it might.
It could be powerful enough. If you could do it on a ROG Ally or something, it might be possible.
Well, the Switch is playing Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It is possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
If they got enough Nintendo money.
Yep.
Because, like, I remember Grand Theft Auto 5 released on everything. Right? All at once?
Yeah.
Or was it a tiered? I think Red Dead Redemption was a staggered release.
Yeah, I think you're right. But it didn't... I think it went to console first. I don't know if it came out on PC at the same day and date, because I was just playing it on console.
Yeah. But there's, like... a lot of time... Rockstar games, they don't always come out everywhere all at once. I feel like they stagger. They pick the biggest platform.
You're not going to be seeing this on last gen's consoles.
No, absolutely.
Oh, no.
not.
Not going to
No.
happen. This is going to be
No.
on current gen
Yep.
and high-end PC.
Do you think this is gonna coincide with a new console release from PlayStation?
It'd be a weird time to do it right now, I think.
That's
I mean,
true.
that means the console's only been out 6 years because it came out in 2020. And considering the state of affairs that we're in right now, I don't know if they want to hedge their bets on releasing something new, considering they've got such an install base right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I know people are, because with the prices all going up, some people are looking to trade in their PlayStation 5,
For the Pro?
first one for the Pro.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
you
can
get
see
a
that.
trade-in offer from GameStop. I thought about it for a hot minute because I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be too pessimistic, but I will be surprised if the PlayStation 7 for, or sorry, 6, PlayStation 6 for US dollars, I'm guessing it's going to be between the $800 and the $1,000 range.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be that much. And so I think some people are thinking, well, I should upgrade to the Pro now because the Pro, before that price increases, because PlayStation may increase that price within the next month because of what we're all going to talk about.
Yeah. So
I just want to say rip to my fantasy critic because I was fairly certain, and I kind of did put a lot of my eggs in that basket. I mean, I took the shot. I risked it for the biscuit, and
you did risk it for the biscuit. And you can't. You never know, right? I didn't think Mario Kart was gonna come, and here we are.
That's right. Yeah, I was right on that one. But halfway right.
Yeah,
So.
I just checked. So, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out on consoles first in 2013 on PS3 and Xbox 360. The PC version wasn't until the 14th of April 2015.
2 years later.
So it came after the PS4 and Xbox One versions.
Damn.
So
they may. You never know. In order to put all their eggs in the basket, I don't know. We're getting closer and closer where PC and console are close when it comes to tech. But I don't know. It's still a significant difference in coding, and there's a lot more variables on a PC to deal with. That it's going to be interesting.
There's something that happened that's going to make it worth their while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes,
or it was
occurred.
it was not in a state where they would be willing to put it out right now, and it kind of leaves an open hole in fall, right? When you think about speaking about all the games that we're now talking about that could be game of the year, considering we're still in May, we haven't been through Summer Games Fest. There's the back half of the year still ahead of us. Grand Theft Auto 6 was essentially edging to be this year's game, right? Of everything.
Oh, yeah.
And now the doors are wide open.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be any game, right?
Yeah, and Mario Kart hasn't dropped. There's stuff that hasn't. Yeah,
So
There's tons of stuff that hasn't dropped yet.
Yeah,
And we don't even know some stuff that could potentially be dropping, right? So it really, and maybe, it has heard maybe some games will move up now because they were avoiding that black hole of a potential release date, right? Now, we didn't have a day, like I said, it just said holiday, but maybe there's more stuff that is willing to say, yeah, we'll release now, we're ready. We were trying to get away from Grand Theft Auto 6, and now we won't.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
that'll be really interesting.
If I were somebody that's not on Switch, and not, somewhere in Grand Theft Auto, type of targeted audience, shared audience, I would have moved my game. I know that people were moving their release dates because there's no fighting the news cycle with Grand Theft Auto 6. There is not.
It's a monolith. Yeah.
It is too big of a game. Just like how, Nintendo started teasing the Switch and when they were going to do it and all that news cycle. It was well, there goes spring.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Is so many... if you go to Blue Sky and shit, in Twitter, if you still do, rip, why? But so many indie game developers are we try to avoid these monolith, but when things change and it's just right now, all people are talking about is Blueprints and Clair-Obscur 33. So if you try to release now to avoid the Switch releases and possibly GTA, you're actually getting overshadowed. Then it's just really frustrating. But I'm that's the nature of not having a marketing budget. I don't know what to tell you. Balatro did it, but a lot of it are flukes. So I can only imagine how now I can hear all the PowerPoints getting updated.
Yeah.
Just to be all right, we need to review, actually put more money during the holiday instead of after the holiday.
Yeah.
Rip marketing departments. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm just flipping through the game releases that are scheduled to the thing is too is when the Switch 2 comes out, there's a bunch of games that are coming out ready for that, and one of them is Mario Kart World. But Donkey Kong is not scheduled to come out until a bit later, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So there's that's something. I'm just scrolling through The window would have been September, October, November. Right now, we've got September, Hell Is Us, Borderlands 4, Marathon. It could be something good for Marathon. October, Directive 8020, Ghosts of Yotei, Double Dragon Revive. Nothing listed for November, nothing listed for December, and a ton of to be announced.
Yeah.
So the fall is wide open.
Time to catch up on all these good-ass games.
Oh my God, there's so many good games. But you better go and get your consoles. Well, if you didn't get them before now, damn, the prices are going up. We got word last week that the Xbox consoles are all going up in price.
I mean, basically Nintendo did it first. So as of May 1st, retailer prices for games are going to start to be at $80 USD.
Woo.
So beginning on May 1st, they'll adjust price of Xbox consoles and controllers and provide updated recommended pricing to local retailers. Some of our new first-party games will launch at $80 beginning this holiday season. Pricing for headsets will change in the US and Canada only. That sounds yeah. The pricing in the United States. So the Xbox Series X is going up to $600. But it's up from what? From $550?
Let me see here.
I don't remember what I paid for mine. No, I didn't buy the Xbox. I saw the PlayStation. The Xbox was given.
Did Nintendo really do it first, or did PlayStation do it first?
PlayStation.
I mean,
For the
PlayStation
games,
5.
Nintendo did it first.
Yeah.
PlayStation
That's true.
did the
Okay,
hardware.
that's true. Yeah.
I
Okay,
think that it's just the cost of doing business for Nintendo's hardware.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we just live in Canada, so it sucks in that sense.
Yeah.
Because shit's just more expensive. Because our dollar is not great.
Yeah, the wireless controllers, like, they're $65. They were like $55 before.
50, yeah. I don't know. They were still they weren't cheap.
They were still like in the 55 to 60.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find like a chart.
Yeah, because they only give.
There might not be one out there quite yet. Or did you
I
find
found
one?
it.
Okay.
I found one. Okay, so the Xbox Series X is going up. This is all in U.S.
Yes.
Pricing. It's going up $100.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So the Xbox Series S, 1 terabyte, is going up $80. The this one is so wild to me. The Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Black. That's like the special edition with all the little speckles, the pretty speckles on it.
Uh-huh.
The old price was $599. The new price is $729.
Wow.
Wow.
That went up $130. The wireless controller color, the wireless controllers are staying the same. No price difference. Oh, no, sorry. They're going up. My bad. They're going up $6. The special edition wireless controllers are going up by $10. And the headset, the wired headset is no change in price. The wireless headset is going up $10. So the biggest jump is definitely the consoles.
Yeah. I found an article on mobilesyrup.com from the lovely Bradley Shankar. Canadian money wise, yeah, if you're buying just a Xbox Series X 1 terabyte, it used to be $649.99. It is now $729.99. If you're buying that fancy pants 2 terabyte Galaxy Black Special Edition, $879.99. Yeah, the controller's gone up $10. Same thing. Special editions are up $10. The Xbox wireless controller Series 2, the Elite one, it's gone up $20 from $229.99 to $249.99. And some games may cost you $110.
Wow.
Now is when they should come out and say, get a second job for video games.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Dear
it
Lord.
is. It is really like, the Switch is more expensive. We're probably looking at $1,000, close to $1,000 for the next generation of PlayStation. I mean, it's a sort of. It's almost to like with the availability of games via PC, because Xbox is putting it all on PC and then eventually they come to PC. I was watching an IGN video about this too. They were saying that they're really unsure about where the console market, like, has the console market peaked? Like, where are people going to put their dollar towards?
But the thing is there's something about having a box, turning it on, it just effing works.
Well, yeah, and I love playing it on my big ass TV.
Exactly.
Like, that is amazing. So that's a really great experience. However, I don't know if I want to give PlayStation, $900 to play. Although Horizon, I could wait and play it on my on my computer. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that is a ugh.
Yeah.
Although I said that about the $500 PlayStation, and look where we are. So I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like that. I don't think so. And then something comes out, and there's these cool new games that they're working on. So it's like, well, okay, I don't know. It's just everything is so expensive right now. Everything. So I think it's just like, ugh.
It's just one more thing. You're
Just
like,
one more
it's
thing.
like, I had this to bring joy, and now you're making that more expensive for me.
Yeah, that's right.
God
How
damn
dare
it. God damn it. in a more happy news, I know last week when I was talking about trying to pre-order the Switch and, that I said that GB Games had it, and then Kat corrected me. It's GameStop here in Canada. Well, guess what? It's not going to be GameStop for much longer. EB Games is coming back, yo.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Stéphane Tétrault. Like, I can't not mispronounce his name.
No, you got to do it right.
Stéphane Tétrault, a prominent French-Canadian entrepreneur and longtime leader in the collectibles and entertainment space, has officially acquired Electronics Boutique Canada, Inc., also known as GameStop Canada, from GameStop Global Holding, SAR.
Yay!
And there's a quote from good old Stéphane. This isn't just a business decision. It's about bringing something back that Canadians truly loved. We're going to build something special here with community nostalgia and innovation in its heart, and he's bringing back the EB Games brand.
Love that.
I knew of him vaguely because he is the co-owner of McFarlane Toys. And they are the leaders in a lot of like action figures and collectible. And a little bit of background on me. When I joined Ubisoft, I was like at the Ubisoft store, and I actually helped a lot with their licensing division. So I didn't know him personally. I didn't see him, but I knew of him because when they dealt with McFarlane for a lot of the nice Assassin's Creed figure and blah, blah, blah. They were like, oh, yeah, co-owner. He's actually a Quebecer, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, really? So that today unlocked a core memory from like fucking 8 years ago.
I love this quote from the article. We want EB Games Canada to be more than a store. We want it to be the hub for gaming and fandom culture across Canada, said Jim Teo, President, GameStop Canada. This is about passion, and that's what's going to drive every decision we make. Transition to EB Games Canada will roll out nationwide over the coming months, including updated store signage, a redesigned website, thank God, and new branding across digital and social platforms, all in order to enhance customer experience. Just so you know, there's 185 stores across Canada.
Wow.
Yeah, so I would imagine everything is going to be moving, shaking over the next few months. So that's interesting. I wonder if they're going to, like, give it a completely new look and feel. Because there was a long time where EB Games just looked like a GameStop. And then they just changed the logo at the front of the store. And you're like, looks like the same store. So, yeah, that's kind of neat.
I'm excited to see what they do with the branding. I think it needs an overhaul. It needs to not look like a GameStop, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, in terms of like how grim it is for retail, this dude is still making a lot of money managing collectible companies. So I'm thinking he'll find a way to make this place profitable.
Well, I mean, he just puts his product in the stores. Like, it feels like a pretty easy one. Funko Pops, who cares?
Yeah,
McFarlane Toys.
Yeah. And he invested in another toy company like out in Ontario and the rest of Canada. I think it's called
oh God.
Did I put it in the show notes? Yes, I did. Mastermind Toys.
Mastermind. Isn't there a Mastermind in the Rito?
Might be. I haven't been to the Rito Center in
Anyways, there's some kind of game store in there, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe he would have saved Toys R Us.
Maybe. Other sad news. Kat, I don't know why I didn't see this, considering I like reference Polygon a lot. Like, I go and read it kind of everyday basis, but I haven't past week because so much work going on. Bring us through this Polygon story.
Yeah. So gaming website Polygon was sold by Vox Media. I want to say Vox Machina. This is fucking. So Polygon was launched by Vox Media in 2012. Was sold to Canadian publisher Valnet, owner of Game Rant, Extra Life, and The Gamer, among a lot of like online publication. I think they have a few sports publication as well.
They have a ton of stuff.
Yeah. But see, of course, with acquisitions come layoffs. And they laid off all the union staff members. So all the Vox Media Union members with the Writers Guild of America East. So with only a month left until the current union contract expires at Vox Media, the company yesterday announced it sold Polygon and laid off the bargaining unit at the site, said the union. That's a quote from the union. So among the existing staff are projects editor Matt Leone, who was with Polygon since its founding in 2012. Senior reporter Nicole Carpenter. She did a lot of long-form investigating reporting. And curation editor Pete Vogt was also let go. So, honestly, that kind of feels like Polygon may become AI slop. I'm not going to lie.
The only thing is I mean, because they're a Canadian company, I don't know if it has anything to do with it. No, but it says on their website, as a global company, we operated in offices in Montreal, Miami, New York City, Virginia, and Halifax. Yeah. We work with journalists, reporters, and other various contributors who are experts in their respective fields. When it comes to the brands that they have, to give you an idea, on the screen, they've got Screen Rant, Movie Web, Collider, CBR, Comic Book, what does that stand for? Comic Book something? I'm not sure. The Things. Then they have gaming. They have Game Rant, The Gamer, Polygon, which is added here now, Fed Trial Life, Open Critic, Dual Shockers, and Hardcore Gamer. On automotive, Hot Cars, Top Speed, and Car Buzz. In sports, Give Me Sport, Football Fancast, FLW, Football League World, and The Sportster. In technology, they've got How to Geek, XDA, Android Police, Make Use Of, and Pocket Lint. Oh my God, they have Pocket Lint? Crazy. Travel, Simply Flying, and The Travel. And then entertainment and lifestyle, they have The Richest and Backyard Boss. So, I mean, they've got quite the gamut of stuff. I would have never have thought that Screen Rant, Game Rant, Open Critic were owned by Canadians.
I mean, it's a Canadian company, but that doesn't mean that I worked for Ubisoft that I fall under French law. They still have to respect.
Oh, yeah, they have to respect the law in the region.
The local labor laws, right? So that
I mean, but when you're in a case like that, well, I know it's a dick move, but like when they're buying the entire company and they're restructuring everything, like it's not like they're it's a little different.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
It's just they basically had a bargaining union. Their contract were up, and they just kind of flushed everybody.
Yeah. Oh, well, they probably want to do an entire restructure of the site anyway.
Yeah. I'm sure they want to really just start fresh. And
I'm sure there's overlap with Game Rant and stuff like that they want to address.
Sucks.
But it sucks because a lot of the work and the content and the journalism, every gaming site has whatever filler they do, like the guides and the trailers and the SEO friendly stuff, but they all had great like long form content that you could read. Like how many times have we referenced like Kotaku with their investigative stuff? How many times have we like Polygon when they did their big dossiers, like with a landing page and graphics, and then inside you had a bunch of articles. Like how many times do we reference these things from Polygon? And they got rid of a lot of the people that we regularly quoted on this podcast when we got content from Polygon. So it just feels like it hurts. I know like they did a lot of layoffs at one point at Kotaku, and we saw a lot of the quality dwindle on that site, and it's no like coincidence that we don't reference Kotaku as much, because the content went downhill.
Yeah, it's changed.
It's changed a lot, and it doesn't serve what we do or what we like anymore. So it feels like, because like this article that I found on PCGamer.com, which is another site that is kind of surviving this onslaught that still has like a lot of good content. I feel like IGN, PC Gamer, Eurogamer, kind of survived a lot of these layoffs and, are resisting the call of the AI slop. And yes, I will call it slop because I've looked recently a lot of blogs and a lot of guides when going for my Dragon Age rerun.
Mm-hmm.
And all the content from like up until Inquisition. I was looking at content from that era, right? Like I was reading blog posts about builds or forum posts or guides from, even if it was at IGN, from like 2012, 2010. And once I started to look into Veilguard, I found a guide. I just wanted a simple solution because I had forgotten a solution to a puzzle that I already had figured out in my previous one. I was like, just tell me in which order to fucking light these 3 torches.
Oh yeah, that.
And I clicked on the link, and I forget which guide site it was. It could have been Game Rant. It was just one of these, like, I know these sites that they make guides. I get an answer. I clicked on it, and it was clearly written by AI. Because it was like, this puzzle is a puzzle that players can complete in Dragon Age the Veilguard. In order to complete this puzzle, players must light the torches in the right order. If they do not, and I was fucking on the entire...
Yeah, it's just no one speaks like that.
Yeah.
I was like, ChatGPT, shut up and tell me. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1? 2, 3, 1? Like, get to the fucking point. And I've noticed, like, now that when I start to look for, like, guides or solutions online for games I'm playing now versus when I do these old games, I've noticed the quality. I've noticed that they're not written by people.
Yeah.
Or that people feed the answer of the puzzle to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT just, like, vomits something that's long enough to be considered a blog post for them to get paid by the words and for the SEO bots to be happy about it so that the Google SEO can kind of like scrape it and regurgitate the wrong answer by the way.
Well, I mean, like, we don't know yet. I mean, it seems maybe it'll go down that way. But, like, there's an article on The Verge. They did an interview with the new owner, and they talked about Chris Grant saying something about it. Yeah, I mean, stuff like this is always volatile. It's never good. Laying people off, never good, right?
Yeah.
Restructuring is restructuring. Selling a company is selling a company. Yeah. Like, like, they wouldn't have sold it if it was doing and bringing the money they wanted it to bring. And if it's not, what do they do? Because it's then shut the thing down. Like,
yeah, I think that was like a no-win solution for the people involved, honestly.
Yeah, it said they kept 10 existing Polygon staffers are moving over to the site's new owner. Matt Patches, who was previously Polygon's executive editor, is heading up things now. They're rebuilding the team, investing in its operations, and making sure it builds Polygon for the next 5 to 10 years. And then, they want to recruit AAA writers and editors for Polygon. This is coming from the guy who owns it. And this is the gentleman from The Verge, the interview with The Verge. He said, when I asked about the balance might be of full-time hires and contractors, Azuromanian deferred on specifics, but said we will do it right. He also defended on whether Polygon would hire another editor-in-chief, saying that right now the focus on ensuring continuity following the close of the deal. Because that's the other thing, too, is like these things need to close. They announce it, and then they need to close. I know exactly what that's like, because I just did it today. Yeah, so interesting. We'll have to watch that. I'm just fascinated because, like, when you started reading about it and they said it was Canadian, I was like, what? So, you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't make it not evil.
No, but but we don't know yet, Kat.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry, but I'm
we don't know yet if it's evil. Like,
it's also the, like, businesses, like, it's terrible because it involves people and people rely on that for their livelihood. And, like, that's what's the crappy, like, dependency capitalistic cycle of this, is that you have to, you have to balance, the type of
It just
relationship that you have with your job. And unfortunately, when you take it for business purposes solely and not personal, like businesses have a life cycle. They come and they go. And so I think that is also maybe just a good reminder for folks of like thinking it's a lot of times when you're acquired or you're sold, like, brushing up on a resume and trying to look at a plan B isn't a bad idea, just because, layoffs will happen and you got to look out for yourself first too. So, I mean, it's definitely grieving the change that's happening.
I have no
and
personal attachment to Polygon. Like, I just think that laying off your union staff sends a clear message.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And
it definitely sends a message.
Not a good one. In this day and age, because a lot of unions are doing protection against stuff like AI.
Yep.
And protecting IPs against being fed into AI, and that's a lot of what unions are working with, and when they're renegotiating. So,
I really wonder how many people they had let go. Did it say? Because if they said they only kept 10 out of how many?
I mean, Polygon itself was not very big. Like, it was part of Vox Media. Vox Media is pretty big. They still have The Verge, right?
I imagine.
Yeah, it sounds like Vox Media is selling properties with the staff included. So that means
usually that happens.
Vox Media sold.
It's the assets.
Yeah, but also
the people are the assets.
Vox Media didn't make that what they didn't make themselves the bad guy, because they probably would have also had to lay off staff. But
it's that, or they would have closed it.
But they would probably had their hands tied because of the union.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I know it's a no-win situation. I'm just...
Oh, it's... Yeah.
I
it's
just want to
some
remind
get let
people
go.
that we all consume stuff on the internet. No brand is... Brands are brands. Companies come and go.
You have to.
Just have the
Yeah.
media literacy to understand that when you're reading something that's not written by a human, it will show. It will be like a fever dream, and you are allowed to close the tab and head to Reddit or the Steam forums to find your
Or a reputable site.
to find your answer.
Or at least that you think is reputable.
Because, like, I feel like video game guides and video game articles are becoming like the recipes.
Yes.
Where it's
Yes.
just
Yep.
like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Yep.
you need to put ads. You need to do SEO. You need to just jump to recipe. I want the game guides to have jump to solution. Please and thank you.
But you can't write the guide without at least the first human doing it too.
Somebody has
Unless
to
it's
play the
coming
game.
straight from the company. Somebody has to play the game.
Somebody has to play the game. And I know, like, a lot of these sites were like borderline sweatshops to create these guides and whatever, and you had like to write a certain amount of words and pump out a certain amount of content, and in the end maybe
Or get it out.
it is humane to use AI for that, but it is not ecological, nor is it ethical.
No. All right, folks. Well, that wraps up the show for this week. As always, check out the show notes on girlsongames.ca for links to the stories mentioned in this episode, because we did a few today. If you have the power to rate and review this podcast where you're consuming it, that'd be much appreciated. Why? It helps with discovery, pushes us up in the rankings, and any comments help us build the show. Reminder, too, that episode 500 is coming around the corner, so let us know if you want to join in for our episode of Game On 500. I would like to thank the panel for hanging out with me on this lovely Monday evening. And this is the moment where they get to shout out their social media handles, so you can follow them anywhere and everywhere online. Catherine, where can people find you?
I am CSDSBINS on Blue Sky, Instagram, but you can mostly find me on the Girls on Games Discord. I'm always in there shit posting.
Joelle, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram at JoelleLauren87, on Blue Sky at Joelle Lauren, but always hanging out in the Girls on Games Discord. Come and say hi.
And I'm Leah Jewer on most social media platforms, but of course, all you need to know or want to know and everything there is to know about Girls on Games. You can track us down at The Girls on Games on X and Facebook. Just Girls on Games on Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Discord.me/Girls on Games to continue this conversation and more. But of course, if you ever want to know anything at all, you can track it down at our website. That is our home base, girlsongames.ca. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Joelle. It's been another lovely week in video games. And I'm off to try and figure out how to move forward in Clair-Obscur because I'm really stuck. All right. See you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.